So I'm just going to be trading some setups here on USDJPY. So we see now this area is the one which broke a very strong demand area, right? So we are just waiting for price to come back into that zone so that we can take our entries. Just wait. For this, sometimes we can use the Fibonacci. We can use the Fib levels, and then we shall see where market stops. So say from up, going down. So at 30. Alright, so we sell. Our stop loss is first of all going to be there up. So market finally tapped into the level. So we sell again. Take profit is the nearest demand level, which is there down. So price pushed through the demand. I closed by mistake. So anyways, as I was saying, this was the nearest demand zone. We see now this was the nearest demand zone, and price pushed through the zone, right? So after price pushing through the zone, we will go ahead and then enter. Now this is our freshest. This is the supply zone that hasn't yet been retested, right? So we just wait for market to tap back into that level. So you can just be patient and wait. So since this is a strong level, I can wait a bit. Let's wait. Let's wait. Now broke structure again. Just look for the candle which broke structure. Well, around here, this is a good supply zone. Why am I including this one? I could have just put this one, but I'm including this one because it's the one which finally broke. So we wait for market to tap. Because we are triggered. We are triggered into the zone. We want to see more, right? Those two candles tell me all I need to know, and I'm going to sell this market towards the nearest demand zone, which is around here. Stop loss just above this one. This is like a 1-to-1. Stop loss has been hit, so let's close. So we're in a loss of around 170 points, but that's okay. Let's go back. Let's go to the M15 this time. So what do we see here? We see a strong level of demand of supply here. That's the first level, but it has already been retested, so we don't consider it. Instead, we shall see another level which hasn't yet been retested. There is no level which has been tested, so wait. I want to see a break of this structure here. A break of these lows here. I want to see what candle breaks. Or if market goes to the upside, I want to see it break that supply zone. Alright, we are closing above the supply zone. Now here at this point, I can simply just wait and see what market gives us. You see now we have a full body candle close above the zone. So the zone is now invalid, right? If zone is invalid, when the zone is invalid, we just mark out the demand zone that broke the level. So this is the demand zone that broke the level around this area here. This was a rally based rally, right? So we just wait for market to come back into this level so that we can take our buys in the future. As per now, we just wait. Right, so we have a tap into the demand zone. This is where we buy, stop loss just beneath here. Take profit at the nearest supply zone. The nearest supply zone that we can ever get is around this area here. So we shall just wait and see what price does. Our take profit has been hit, though that was like a 1-to-1. That was a 1-to-1, evenly speaking. That was a 1-to-1. And you see, I don't know if you can see this candle, but this candle here, which after the first tap here, we went to another tap there, right? So this candle here, it tapped us into, it cleared some of the liquidity and also made a second tap into the zone. So you must also be aware of that. This was a very good entry. If you are to hold your trades, this was another good entry. So anyways, now we can say surely that this demand zone has been exhausted. We have already tested it, so there's no need for future retesting. We instead look for a demand zone which broke this consolidation, and when we go and when we look, this is the closest we've ever had to a break of this consolidation. This level here, around here, this is our demand level, whereby price came and traders entered to push the price higher, right? That is our first demand. Then we have another second demand, which is around here. This is our second demand. We see that price has broken to the upside, and yeah, let's wait. So this is a very strong demand, right? So price is coming to our demand. What do? We wait for a candle that breaks. Exactly, and now we have a kind of a pattern here which I want. I'll buy. My TP will be at the nearest supply zone, which is around here. Stop loss just beneath these lows. Alright, we see that market has hit our take profit, and shall wait. As you can see, after our take profit has been hit, market came and pushed all the way down, right? So this is our second supply zone here. So why do I put my TP as at the nearest supply zone? Well, when the market is changing, we have to first of all understand the crucial fact that market can reverse at any point, especially when there is a trend change, right? So you don't know when market is going to change the trend. So that's why the nearest area of supply is a very key, because market can reverse from that area. So just play around with supply and demand zones, right? So anyways, after some time, price taps into our demand zone. What do? We already have a candle here which is giving us a good vibe. We can buy, and our nearest supply zone, of course, could be, let me see, the one which broke this supply. So the nearest supply zone which I can have, this one is already outdated. So the nearest supply zone which I can ever get is this one here. This is the nearest supply zone that I can ever get here, around here. This is where sellers came in. So I will buy, stop loss just beneath this low, take profit at that level there. But let me just put it here where we have but anyways, let's just put it at the nearest supply zone again. Nothing too crazy. So we see price kind of broke our level with a full body candle close, and now we are coming back towards an area. So here we have some area. Let's first remove this level because it has been broken. So here we have some supply area. We have a very strong supply area around this level here. This is a strong supply zone, right? So want to see what price has. Price reached there with a kind of rejection candle. Now I can take my sales. Stop loss just above this area here. Take profit at the nearest demand zone. So the nearest demand zone is here, right? That would be my first TP. My second TP would be around this area here, right? This is my second TP. So shall just wait to see what price gives us. So as you have seen, our stop loss was hit actually. So we want to wait and see. Since our stop loss has been hit, we just want to wait and see what market is giving us. Alright, so after our stop loss was hit, market again decided to sell, right? But you don't have to be greedy, you just have to wait. Give it time, there's nothing to worry about. So after our stop loss was hit, let's first close this order here. This is the supply zone. This is a key supply zone that hasn't yet been retested. And here we have another supply zone which is eminent. So around here we also have a supply zone which actually broke the internal liquidity, right? So let's wait and see. We are tapped into the position and market started selling, but yeah, after we tapped into the position, market started selling. So this level has been tested. Shall just close it out. Long term, I can wait for this level to be filled because this is a very strong level. This is a very strong supply level. You see that all these other supply levels have been retested, right? Market came, retested, but this level here, it hasn't yet been retested. So that's the good news for us, right? So this is a demand zone, but price kind of is kind of rejecting. All right, so buy. Price is kind of rejecting this demand zone, right? It's kind of pulling up. So the nearest supply zone that we can ever take this market, let's first put a stop loss here. Let's beneath this equal lows, then our take profit could be that area. So let's wait. Price just stopped us out. That was a weak demand zone area actually. We have a strong supply demand. We see that price is a potential point here. This level here, this is a potential level, right? Potential level for a buy. So which level broke major? First of all, we have to identify structure, right? Because when we identify a structure, we kind of remove the burden of small supply zones and demand zones, right? So the structure was a buy, sell, and then after market reached this high right here, as you can see, price started selling. So we have to look for major structures. So once we have a major structure shift, we can even be confident enough to take our positions. So the very first thing that we notice is that price is so this is the second level that we have. Let's wait. So price rejected the first area of demand, the first demand zone, and it went into the second demand zone. Now, since we have already rejected, I have no clear bias for this trade, so I'll just simply close these demand zones. Let's first see this one. How does it hold? It's broken. Alright, so since it's broken, what I will do is that I will just put my shadow area at the nearest supply. This was a supply that broke the major structure, so that is a very huge supply. If market comes back to that level, I'm willing to take my sales, my entries for sales. Alright, so after that we then have another major structure point. This is a major structure point, right? Have another major structure point at around that level. Another one just beneath there. So I want to see what market does. So market pulls back a bit, then it works through the level, right? It doesn't break. Another week until we finally break the level. So what I want to do is that I would put this as my second supply zone, right? This is my second supply, third supply zone. So after market retests, we expect a sell. Stop loss just beneath above this level here. Take profit at the nearest demand zone, which is around here down. Alright, let's go. We see that price actually broke our level. It instead came for, see what price did. Price just clearly ignored our level, right? Came for a retest under the first level. So yeah, we wait a bit. There's nothing to worry about. Our level hasn't yet been retested. So even though we see a structure shift, we know that market is buying from this area. Stop loss just beneath here, and then our take profit is gonna be again the nearest demand supply area there. Price rejected actually the level itself. Price has rejected the level. I don't know if you have seen. We are kind of rejecting the level, but if this level is taken out, I want to be out of the market, because we saw that market is where at this level it pushed the market higher, breaking this high there. So if market closes underneath that level, so anyways, our TP has been hit. We are now nearer to our, this is the supply zone which I was talking about. So if we break it, I'll be looking for buys towards the other upper supply zone. So want to see a candle. Alright, now we have a kind of okay, so we have a full body candle close just beneath here. What do I want to see? Well, the first thing that I want to see is that market after the structure shift. This is a structure shift. I don't know if you have seen, but we have been making higher highs and lower lows, right? Lower highs and then lower lows, right? Lower highs, lower lows. Then we broke this level, making a new lower low. So you need to wait for price to come to at least the newly formed lower low. So we wait. We tapped into our level. After that tap, what do we expect? Well, we do expect a buy, and we are buying. Our stop loss is just going to be beneath this level here, and yeah, our TP, as I've told you, is going to be at this level where we had a major supply level around here, right? This is the first major supply zone that wasn't retested. So we shall probably just wait and see what market gives us. So price broke through the level, which is okay, and after breaking through the level, it retested. So we want to see a structure shift. So we have a kind of a situation here. We want to see a structure shift. A structure shift is whereby we have an area of supply. Let's first wait. Okay, we tested that level the third time. So this is the nearest demand supply level around there up. So want to see what market gives us at this level. So this becomes a strong demand zone, right? Price has failed to break this level 3 times. That means I'm safe to say that I can take my buy, stop loss just beneath the level, and then TP, as I've told you, is going to be at this supply level here. This supply level here. So let's go and wait and see what market. Yeah, market just goes through our level. So was this a major structure? No, it wasn't major structure. But you can say for sure that this was a sort of an inducement level, an inducement zone. An inducement zone. Why do I say it was an inducement zone? Well, because price at this level failed to break structure. This was the major structure point that we want to see price break. But instead market didn't break, so we are too impatient. So let's wait and see if market is able to break that structure. Alright, we have a kind of internal structure here. Alright. We broke liquidity. This was the demand zone that broke the liquidity. So we can simply just place in our buy, stop loss just beneath this level. So stop loss just beneath here. Take profit at the nearest supply zone, which hasn't yet been retested, so it's there. Alright, so we ended the test with around 463 points. Our history, you have around a 40% win rate with this level, right? We have around a 40% win rate, but that's okay.